Automate your reconciliation process with RecXpress. I am Azakiwe, and I will be briefly taking you through the matching process of RecXpress. The key feature in RecXpress is the rules template. Using our sample data, I'm going to demonstrate an already set up rules template called sample. Here you can see I have loaded the template and there are many rules already created. Users will be able to create their own rules to match entries on their bank statement and automate creation of transactions within Cashbook. You will either use many existing bank formats that Peresoft has developed, or if your bank format is not available, Peresoft will develop it for you. You would then set up your rules template to use the bank format you need for the bank statement import file to be imported correctly. Here, we are using the NetBank Business CSV format. I'm going to the AP category to demonstrate to you how the rules work. Here you can see two rules using the like compare method. The first rule will look at transactions that have a transaction code of 64 and a description that is like exit. This tells RecXpress to match transactions to the code 64 and a description that is like exit to bank statement entries that have the transaction code with a similar description. There are multiple compare methods available when setting up your rules, but the most used is the equal and like compare method. To save any changes you have made to the rules template, you select the Save button in the RecXpress rules window. When you go to RecXpress, the first thing you will be asked is to enter the bank code you'll be working in. We use the CTAG bank code when using our sample data. Browse for your import statement, which can be in CSV or text format. This statement is downloaded from the bank. Once you browse and pick up the file, you select Open. To begin the import process, select Import on the RecXpress screen. This will now start the matching process. If you look, you will see it goes through all records in your statement file. It starts the matching process first by reference, and then it will go through the statement again, look at the entries that are still outstanding, and do a match by amount. If it has found multiple entries that have the same amount, then it will look at the date to determine which entry to match it against. Here you will see how many records it has successfully imported. Each time you do a reconciliation, you can add more rules to the rules template and further automate the process. More transactions will then automatically match, giving you more time to work on the transactions that don't match. Now that we have imported our RecXpress import file, let us go to the Reconciliation tab and begin the matching. You will see in the Reconciliation tab we have two grids, the Bank Statement grid and the Cashbook Transactions grid. Let us first display by Correctly Matched. Here you will see all transactions that are matched by reference perfectly and that match pre-existing rules in our sample template. Next, let us display by more than one amount. These are all entries that have been matched to the exact amount in your Cashbook. When there are multiple amounts, RecXpress will find the amount with the closest statement date to the bank statement entry date. Here, we have four amounts totaling 150. You will see when we select the amount with the entry date 29 October 2030, it is matched perfectly to the Cashbook entry with also the statement date 29 October 2030. When a transaction is matched with error, it means the entry was matched by reference, but the amount has variance. You will be able to create a batch with this entry's variance amount with the defaults created by the rule or by entering manually. When you display by no match, you will find all the entries that could not be matched by date or amount or according to a rule. When you set a category to a specific transaction, you can then edit the rule's default and/or change the default values. You can create compare methods and create a rule specifically around these transactions. Once you have completed that, you can then start with the renumbering process. Renumber entries by category or individual entries. Entries can also have a prefix to create unique numbering sequences. The renumbering feature is for you to renumber your no-match transactions sequentially before creating and posting the batch or batches to Cashbook. When auto-numbering is enabled, RecXpress will generate a reference number for each transaction starting from 1. These reference numbers can be sequential as you add transactions to your database, and you can define the structure of these identification numbers to match your company's business requirements. Renumbering can be set up with a prefix in your rules template. You can use a prefix to identify the category the transaction belongs to. For example, DEPO for deposits. Once you have completed the renumbering process, you can go ahead and create your no-match batch. This will create Cashbook entries for the transactions RecXpress could not find using your bank statement. You would create your no-match batch and then post it. As you can see, here's the no-match batch that I have just created. If you are happy with everything, you can go ahead and select Post RecX. Now, if we go to Cashbook Bank Reconciliation, you'll see your Cashbook transactions are now displayed as matched in RecXpress.